Darius is for Darius and Darius only. Darius talk about Darius like I'm talking about Darius right
No,
now.
100%. And everybody want Darius to talk about them like Darius talk about Darius. And he's not going to do that.
That part, okay. Hello, welcome on back. Happy holidays. It is that time of year. Thank y'all so much for coming on in. Happy Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa in the building, and Happy New Year to all you beautiful mother jumpers. You are now on the Conner's Couch. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. I'm joined by my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner.
Hey.
Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Today we're chatting about Ready to Love. But before we get into that, Joe, how was your holiday?
That was pretty great. You know, I'm exhausted because
I am beat.
we do all the things. We host all the things and all the people.
Yeah. It's like our big event for the year, I feel like. And we go all out.
We do multiple big events. So.
That's true. That's the problem.
This is another one. So
I'm a real housewife of somewhere.
Yeah, so it's I can't wait to just chill.
Me too. It's annoying because I do this and then I go right into a work project where I got to be on site. And that's like, I have to travel for work and I'm not really looking forward to that either. But
yeah,
it just feels like I'm not going to get a break until like the end of January.
That'd be the thing. Like you just be wanting to, which it's so funny because I was just talking to Darren 5 minutes ago. And somebody from my
Hi, Darren.
From my job, from my Clark Kent job. And he was like, I'm just waiting. He said, I just can't wait for everybody to leave my house. And I said, Darren, I know exactly what you're talking about. He was like, it's not that he's like, I love the holidays. Like, I love my family, everything.
Yes.
But I just tired. I'm like, bro, I'm the same thing. And then in the midst of it, I had another project that I was working on all week that I did. I had to play Sunday. So on top of that, we've been managing and doing and hosting. And it's like, we ain't really get no downtime.
So what was your favorite part of the holiday?
I think it was, we had a little like game night or whatever, and we had everybody come over and we just kind of chilled and made drinks and played a bunch of games and stuff. And that was probably the most fun to me. I
agree. I had a time. We did, which now this will be something that we really do every year. We'll do a game night, with Christmas Eve game night. We normally get together Christmas Eve, so that's not far-fetched. It's just that this time I was like really curating the moment. Like I got everybody the same pajamas, and we all played an auction game, which was absolutely hilarious.
It really was.
I'm like, I am doing this next year. I'm doing it bigger and better. I'll be collecting gifts all year round. Because what I think I want to do is like every other year, or like I want to surprise people. Like, is it a gag gift or is it a real gift? You know what I mean?
Well,
which I feel like that's how it was.
Yes. So we did a thing where you didn't know what you was. It was like a surprise auction. You didn't know what you was getting in the box. So some of the gifts were like really cool. Some of them was money, and some of them was just like socks.
Yes, yes. So I think I'm going to do it again, but just bigger. But it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. I am absolutely spent. My baby is overstimulated. She could barely get to bed. She thinks she's supposed to party every single night.
She did.
But she been kind of like, she been Irish goodbye to people recently.
Oh, yeah.
She been like, all right, y'all, I've hit my time.
For real.
But it's been really cool to kind of hang out with the family and everything. But I am excited to just be the four of us again.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So yeah, let's dig on in to Ready to Love. So this will be a twofer, guys. Let us know how your holidays went. What was your rose and what was your thorn for the holidays? I am gonna dig on into Ready to Love. This is a 2 episode. We're giving you a 2-for-1 today, because that's just how the holidays worked out. You know, the men had the power in the previous week, or the week before last week. They had the power, and they were asked or tasked by Uncle Tommy to introduce these women to their exes. Joe, what are your thoughts?
I always hate when the exes meet anybody. I think it's a waste of time every time they do it. I think it's unproductive.
I was just rage baiting Joe,
I
yo.
think it's inappropriate. I think you shouldn't even still be in communication with your ex. And I think it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to you what your ex's opinion is about the person that you're pursuing right now. At the core of it, it's just like a silly, silly activity. So it didn't surprise me that somebody got into it and then somebody was awkwardly flirting with somebody else. That was like talking to their ex. It was like all of these inappropriate, awkward moments that could have been a more productive week if we had even met their,
So, okay, so let me be more
parents.
objective. I do think there is something, we were talking about this over the break, the holiday break, where we said, like, I'm a big proponent of you don't get to experience you, right? So people actually may have opinions about how you navigate things, and some people you don't really give a damn about how they feel about it. But then some people you do wonder, what could I have done better to make myself a more successful partner, but even have had made this relationship more successful, right? And that's why I kind of don't mind it. I do think that it feels premature. I do think that it feels odd, but then again, this is a intense process, and I think for the basis of being cathartic and introspective, I think that this is a good exercise. I think in theory, in the world, it is not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just can't.
Like, are we building better daters? Like, for example,
No, not with their exes.
but I don't know if I 100% agree, right? Because part of me is like, yeah, you're right. But the other part of me is we had a conversation over the weekend where we were talking to one of our friends. We was like, you wouldn't last, so ready to love or whatever the case may be. But a large part of it I said was it still will be successful. Like, you don't have to go through, we trying to recruit people for Ready to Love, y'all. You don't have to go through the entire process in order to have gotten something from it, because there is something very valuable about understanding how you show up with other people that you don't get unless you show up with other people.
Right.
Does that make sense?
But that doesn't have that. That's something that you can reach within the confines of your relationship. That's a two-person
that's
thing.
true.
You don't need a third person to do that. And when you do introduce a third person and that person is who you're currently pursuing, it just gets messy.
Well, let's
Now
do it.
there's people's agendas involved, and there's awkward energy, and
Yeah.
you can't have a completely unbiased summary or characterization of your relationship now, because now there's a third party here who's changing the energy in the room.
The men have the power this week. Let's dig on into who met who. Carday introduces his ex to Dom, Shannon, and Ashante. Now, the ex loved Dom, okay? But Dom probably got like a good girl's girl energy,
Everybody loved Dom.
everything like that. She also loved Shannon. She thought that she was so cute, and she came in with good vibes. But I don't know what it was about Ashante that triggered this woman. It was really odd. What do y'all think?
I just think a lot of it is going off of personal vibes, right? Like, they might not be friends in the street. And a lot of times that's what somebody is basing their opinion off of. But we're not dating to find out if you would be friends with this person who I'm pursuing. Does that make sense? So a lot of times the opinion is biased and it's based off of whether you like that person for you.
Yeah, that's
know what I
real.
mean?
But I will say this, though. Of all the exes, she oddly felt the most objective.
I agree.
Like, she felt like she didn't have a dog in the fight. Like, she was just trying to help him out.
Yes.
Like, it felt like she was intent on helping him, but not necessarily like it,
Well,
which was fascinating.
It's tricky because part of it did feel that way to me, but another part of it felt performative. Like, do you act this way all the time in front of him, or just when you just outside in the world? You know what I mean? Or are you doing this for him?
Yeah.
In an inappropriate way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We all been around that guy who he in a room with a pretty woman that we all know he like, and he just acting like, well, you like, bro, you don't even act like this. You know what I mean?
I hate that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it could have been a tinge of that too. We just don't personally know her, so it's hard to kind of gauge.
Well, she was going in on Ashante, and she asked her straight up, "Do you like this man or no?" And she was like, "That's my homie." And
Which was a dumb answer to anybody.
You know what it
Objectively,
was?
just a dumb answer.
It was a
And then she
very,
tried to like gaslight her way out of it. Like, well, we should be friends first. You understand that wasn't the question, sis. Like, you know what I mean?
but
That's not what she was
also,
asking you.
let's dead that. Do you want to be my man or no? Why y'all always want to be friends with somebody and then wonder why nothing go nowhere? Y'all friends.
How about
You
that?
are friends. It didn't go nowhere because you're friends. If you would have came in this bitch and said you're my man, well, don't say that.
We tired of it.
Please don't say that. I
But
can't even believe it.
yes,
Almost fell out my
that's-
mouth.
that's
But what I'm
that's what we
saying
want
is,
you to say.
you want him to think of you as the piece de resistance. He has to
From
understand
the
that.
very beginning, you know what I mean? And no, nothing in between. Let me tell you how many times Zar tried to be friends with me. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. She was, I mean, so
'Cause
many
I was
times.
tired of his
Y'all,
ass, by the
we've been dealing with each other for over 20 years. And there's been periods in those years where we weren't officially together, but we were always talking. And I always knew. And I will always tell her, me and you will never be friends, miss.
We are friends.
don't
I used to
give
be
a
like,
damn
we are
who
friends.
You dating, who dating you, who think they dating you, who think they got you, who you think you got. When you're in my vicinity, you're my woman. You know what I mean? And I told her that to her face. Like, I don't care what you come out here, like, you with me. I don't care what you got going on, right? That is to say that she was never in a gray area for me. And from a man to, we have the majority of our followers statistically are women.
Yes.
So from a man to the other 60-something%
But
of
all
y'all,
those men that be down there
shout out to
commenting.
you. But to the 60-something majority of y'all, from a man's perspective, if he not for real about you from the very beginning, he's not for real about you.
And the thing is, for a woman, it might take time. Men be knowing.
Yeah.
They know if they bang with you. They know if, not even less if they know if you're a lover or a friend
Yes.
from
And
the
if you
beginning.
if you are not a friend and you are in that they are pursuing you, they're going to pursue you when it's rain, when it's sunshine, when you that's why I say that these relationships are inappropriate. Because if somebody is really about you, they don't give a damn whether you married, whether you're not married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you got a situationship. And a lot of times it's a masculinity thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's like a hunt. You know, like we used to joke about my brother a lot being a hunter.
Oh my God.
And Zar always called him a hunter. And,
He-
right? And
he
then
always on a hunt.
She would say that would be part of why he would have a hard time in a relationship because he's like trying to hunt or whatever. And I
He
think
would
that,
have a piece of meat right here, and he's still on the hunt.
and I think that part of that is an innate thing, right? Especially in a single man. That's why some of these relations you shouldn't be friends with. If you're in relationship or pursuing somebody, you have no business talking to this man who just secretly wants to hunt you.
That's why I thought Ashante's approach was weird. However, she took issue with the fact that Cardi didn't kind of like step in between, and I kind of agree with that. Like, I still feel like he should have had more control over the moment, not control over that woman, but more like, listen, that's not what we're going to do. I brought you here, like level set. He had the opportunity to level set and change the energy in the room, and I don't think he did that.
Yeah, but like you said, that's not his woman. You know what I mean?
But a woman should always feel like they're in the presence of a gentleman.
Now we're in a predicament where now is my response. That's why I hate this thing, y'all. Because now he's responsible to covet
y'all.
you. He had a table with 3 other women. 2 of them are not giving dumb answers. She, with all respect, Asante, you put your foot in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so even Stevie Wonder could see right through your answer. Like it was a silly answer. You know what I mean? So because you put your foot in your mouth and he's at a table with another 2 women who are speaking highly about him and who are capable conversationalists, now he got to change the energy in the room and go to bat for you while this ex of his, now he got to also control this ex. Like it's just a mess. It's just a mess.
Well, what I'll say is this. I like Cardi. And I know I'd be giving him a hard time because I think he greasy, and that greasy head be wearing me out. And it still is. But what I do like about him is that he is a man that will bring a gift. Every time he saw these women, even if it was a little rose, he had something for them. That, baby, you got to snatch that mother jumper up. And the friend asked what she was looking for, and she was like, I want this kind of deep connection, and I'm looking to go deeper with Ashanti. With Cardi and everything like that. And I like she asked her, is this something where you feel like you need a lot of gifts because he got money? And she was like, oh, I didn't know. Cardi had money, but now I know, which
Even
is
then, like, why would you
fascinating.
out somebody like that?
I don't know. That didn't bother me. But I'm a woman. That didn't bother me. So from my perspective, I was like, damn right, girl. That was a girl thing. Girl, he got money, so
What does
don't you
that even
worry.
mean? That's you're here. You're there for him. Why are you telling people? Why are you telling checking my pockets in front of these people? You know what I mean?
I don't know. But when she said the sexual connection is very important, I thought that was so.
Inappropriate. This is not a conversation you should be having with somebody's ex.
But when
You know what I mean?
Dom said Shannon was clutching her pearls and she was in fact clutching her pearls.
And she actually had pearls on because she is
A lady.
AKA
She's a lady.
of the real kind, and she always has pearls.
She
on.
always has
And she
pearls.
always has pink and green on. Shout out to
She's
the
so
AKAs
cute.
out there. We love you.
But it was just really, really, really a fascinating. I said in my notes, is this woman drunk?
Bro, but
She was a good time, but girl, you drunk?
I
You
felt that
okay?
way too. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it was just like, is this for TV? Are you tipsy? Were you drinking, overly drinking because you was nervous? What's happening?
What is happening? The ladies meet Bello's ex. It was
Yeah.
Dom, Lauren, and Ashante, and they meet Bello's ex. Now, one of the things that one of the things that Dom was looking for when it comes to Bello is that he's not as romantic as she would like him to be. She said, I need a little PDA. I need a little loving. I need a little this and a little that. What's going on? And the ex said, well, that's not who he is. He's not going to be that way, so you might as well just
Chalk it up.
chalk it up. What do y'all think about that? Like, how do y'all feel about...
I think that's bad advice. I
Ooh,
mean,
why?
because he wasn't that way with you. And we're all different. That's why I think this is silly. Everybody's different in different relationships. You know what I mean? Somebody would see me the way I am with Zar now, and they would be like, who the fuck is that? You know what I
'cause
mean?
I picked him up on... He was a terrorist.
Don't listen to it. There's so many things that are different about our relationship than any other relationship that I've ever had. You know what I mean? Even just we talk about people having the stomach a lot of times. Sometimes you just don't got the stomach for the people who don't deserve the stomach. You know what I mean? And
Wait a minute. Explain that to the people.
I have the will to work through issues with Zar that I would have never worked through issues like that with somebody else. I just didn't, and you know what I mean? I didn't have the stomach to work through it with them. And I didn't see it to even be going to the carpet, trying to fight through issues and going to counseling and all of that stuff, right? So I'm in a position now where there's not much things that can come our way where I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't say we could make it through it. Like you know what I mean? Whatever it is, I'm like, oh, we could figure our way through that. Consistently trying to work through whatever issues that we may have. I wasn't always that way, especially with other people.
Yeah.
know
I
what
think
I
we
mean?
both had to work towards that.
I would be like,
together.
oh, this is problematic. I'm out. You know what I mean? And so sometimes it takes the right person to bring that stick-to-itiveness out of you.
Do you feel like you missed out on any good relationships being that way?
No, because I think for the right person, I had more to give. You understand what I'm saying? And so I think that's why when people sit down and they say things like, well, this is how they were with me, and this is how, like, I wasn't any way that I'm with Zar with anybody else. You know what I mean? So it's just like, people are different in different relationships, and you're going to we bring different things out of each other, and we have different pet peeves. You know what I mean? It's not a one size fits all situation, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, Dom figured that it wasn't her issue because when he escorted Dom to her car, he kissed her right in the mouth.
100%.
And she was like, well, that's a y'all issue. That ain't a me issue. God bless.
That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody could sit down in front of me and say, well, Zar's not affectionate. No, she
A lot of
wasn't
people would say
affectionate with you.
A lot of people.
She's very affectionate with me. Always has been. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like,
Don't
and
be
Dom
nice to
and
these
Dom is
men,
probably
y'all.
thinking the same way. Like, well, he didn't shower you with gifts, but he's going to shower me with gifts. We just not be that way today, because just like any relationship, we have to work up. We have to teach each other how to love each other.
But what I do appreciate is that this is a different group of women than we've seen, because all of these women are actually open to that. They're like, listen,
Yeah.
I hear what she's saying, but I'm going to take that with a grain of salt.
And I appreciate
I'm not going to
that.
take that too
I
much
appreciate
on.
that. Yeah.
This is my perspective, and he might be different with me. And
Yeah.
it's very grown. This is
It's
very
very mature.
mature. This is a very mature cast.
It
I hate
is.
when people
That
say
is
it that way.
mature.
Mature.
I do too. I don't know why I don't like it. It hits my ear.
But yeah, so that I really appreciate, how these women are just like, you know what? Listen, I'm certain he was that way with you. I'm not even going to but he ain't that way with me now. Now, did y'all see Darius' ex? Darius brings this fans goddess
Not this one.
on to meet. And then Nicole, Ashante, Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, Nicole's going through it. This is not the process for Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole's worn out. And it's unfortunate because Nicole is only not the catch that I believe she is, right? I believe she's a catch. But she's only in the real world not that catch because she hasn't done enough therapy. She don't have enough and when I say self-confidence, I mean when I say again, like, you have to love yourself more and you have to love yourself enough. She don't got enough of that. She don't I believe that Dom believes she's that human. Like, her
100%.
presence is a present.
And that's but you need that type of confidence to even respond to somebody who's going to tell you how your man is going to act with you. You need that's less about your man and more about the confidence that you have in. You can't dictate what's happening over here. I can only dictate what happened over here.
But people, and let me tell you something, they love to do it. I'm with a musician. They love to tell you how you're supposed to be doing things and doing this and doing that. Why you ain't doing that? And he okay with that? He okay? I be like, he okay? What the fuck y'all think we doing over here? Like, you know what I mean? But in real life, I think it's unfortunate because I think that Nicole is such a catch.
I think she is too. She just got to know that she is.
But she got to know she is because men don't. One, they prey on insecurities. So you almost can't show them that until you're like really ready to be your vulnerable self. And you have your like vulnerable moments. And it can't be insecurities by the way of another woman. Because they'll either terrorize you or terrorize you. They're going to do it one way or another. And I feel like this exercise terrorized this poor baby. Like, she could not hang.
No, and I would say there's nothing in that sense. That's okay. You know what I mean? We acknowledge almost every week. This is not a normal process, right?
Yes.
Just like I think it was Corday kind of spoke on it when he was like, it's hard. Like I don't typically date 3 women at a time. You know what I mean? So if you feel like you're not getting time with me, it's not because I'm not into you. It's because I'm just trying to figure out how to show you that I'm into you while also being on schedule to meet with this person and be out with this person and talk to this person and go to a mixer here and blah, blah, blah. And then with Nicole, I'm sure this is not something that she would normally do, talk to a man who's also talking to 4 other women knowingly and openly. You know what I mean?
Which you should.
So
we have to normalize dating.
There is a spectrum, though, I think, where it's okay to be bothered by it. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody out here being Nick Cannon with it, like, it's okay to be like, this is not for me.
Hear me out. I mean? Nick Cannon is being intimate, having intimate moments with multiple women.
Oh, that was a joke. You shouldn't ever date Nick Cannon. That was a joke. That wasn't. I wasn't. I know what Nick Cannon is doing. No. I'm just making a point that there is a broad spectrum. So at a certain point, yes, it's okay. Even though no one dates today. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
That's not happening in 2025.
And that's unfortunate.
You know that I agree with you on that. But it's not. If we're just speaking reality, like, that's not what people do. Yeah. So I'm just saying that in the spectrum of dating, you know what I mean, in the conventional way or the way that the culture does it, it's okay to be Nicole in the real world and be like, I'm not really feeling you talking to 4 different chicks. You know what I mean? On this show, it's not okay because you also signed up for this. It's not like they sprung it on you. It was like a trick thing at the end of once you signed on to film. Like, you knew that you were going to be dating men who had multiple connections. So you're right. This is not it really wasn't a show for her. Especially because I feel like her insecurities not only came from that, but it came from being in line with these other women.
Exactly. It's just too many women.
It's just too many women.
It's just too many women. And I feel like, I don't know, Darius is wildly performative. I didn't see it for Darius in the beginning, and I don't see it for Darius now. I like Darius as a human. I think as far as this process goes, Darius is here because women like shiny things.
Honestly, I agree. No notes. I completely agree.
And it's really exhausting because he ain't even giving nothing. You bring this. The ex was so unserious. I'm like exhausted by it. Like, she was actually unserious. And then for her, what bothered me most is that how she tried to tell the girls, like, oh no, you need to be doing this for him and you need to be doing.
That's what
Slow
I
up.
mean, y'all. It's just inappropriate. Like,
Wow.
cause that could also end in somebody getting a drink thrown in their face. You know what I mean? Like somebody could, and rightfully so, somebody could be like highly offended. You know what I mean? That you would sit in front of their face and tell them, you know,
Or like how you feel about him going out and doing this and doing that. And it's just like
he needs to be treated like this. And he imagine a man like I can't
people really
imagine.
do that to women. I
It's
don't know if men
crazy.
do that to
No,
but women
that would be a fight though.
but women really do. You would not believe how many women have done that to me, and I'd be looking like head tilted like,
That could be a fight. That's dangerous.
are you dumb?
That's dangerous.
But y'all spend your life trying to, you know what, Zara, shut up and move on, because I really want to read y'all for filth, and I ain't gonna do that because we friends and it's the holidays. Ebony is Vincent's ex. They look too good together. Okay, really, really cute girl.
No, like they look like y'all should revisit this. You know what I mean? I think I've talked about this before, and part of my theory is the family that looks together stays together type thing. You know what I mean? And some people, because they say like, you know, you, especially if you spend enough time with your spouse, like y'all start looking like each
Yeah,
other.
you
know
feed
what I
them
mean?
long enough.
And I really see couples that resemble each other that aren't happy couples that have been together for a long time. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's very rare. I don't know that I've even met one. You know what I mean? Vince and his ex might be the first
Excuse me.
couple. Like, y'all look like y'all should be figuring out how to, you know, get engaged. Like, what's going on here?
Well, it was clear that they have troubles communicating
Yeah, 100%.
because they opened up the conversation having issues communicating.
Yes, they did.
And I didn't even. The thing about Vince that it stresses me the fuck out, and I think it's also one of the things I like about him, is that he isn't afraid of conflict.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind being confronted.
Yeah.
Like you can say something to me, but I feel like should be able to respond as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be able to respond as well is what wears me out.
And that's what wears everybody out.
Yeah.
And I get that. That's a character thing. You know what I mean? Some people you vibe with, you know what I mean, a little bit more than others. That might just be something where that's not your type of person. And compounded with that is that he's forward. You know what I mean? He's very
Yes.
forward. And some of y'all want Xavier, who doesn't say anything. And some of y'all will be upset about that. You know what I mean? And then we'll get a Vince who will say exactly what they mean when they feel it, how they feel it. What burns people up the most is when the Vinces of the world do it respectfully. And you can't turn it into like an argument or, you know what I mean? Or
But
make
what's
it a
also
thing.
clear over the last 2 episodes, and we get to see Vince encounter other people and be blunt and forward and matter of factly, is that nobody said they didn't like Vince.
That's what I was just about to
Not
get
one.
at.
He's encountered several women. He's held his ground and said what he needed to say, and nobody said, I don't like him. I don't like how combative he is. I don't like this and I don't like that. And I think that he reminds me a lot of Joe, if I'm being honest. Like Joe is going to complete his thought. And you're not just going to say anything. You know what I mean? And if you feel, not even that you're not going to say anything, if you create an environment where you feel like you can communicate a certain way, we're just going to communicate that way. And I think that's Vince's thing.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, to the mature women of the world, they have no problem with it. Especially the mature women of the world who know the value of communication in relationships. Y'all can get out here, we talked about it last week, and get these mute motherfuckers all y'all want to. And y'all will not go as far as the door. Because it's real sexy and they real dark and shady and they sit in the corner with shades on in the hood. But when you really got to work your way through stuff, and you really got we got a good friend right now who is going through something really bad simply because her husband will not communicate. He just won't communicate.
Yeah.
It's 100%. You should rather be with a Vince
Yeah.
than you would an Xavier.
That's a fact. But he sat up there and had an argument with the girl in front of the girl. But after all of that, what I thought was also telling was that she said, oh no, he was a great guy to be in a relationship.
Number one, pick him.
That was fascinating. Now, what do y'all think? Do you guys think that you have been reading Vince wrong this whole time? He's kind of like the breakout star. I don't know if y'all seeing it. Y'all think it's Darius because he like to play with dead animals.
That was hilarious. Please make that the caption.
But getting to see who he is through the eyes of other people is really a big deal as well.
Yeah.
Inversely, Donna didn't give a damn about what Ebony had to say. She said, "Oh, Ebony, that's what you got going on. I like Vince, okay?
She did.
And I like to talk to Vince, and Vince like to talk to me, and we gonna move forward like that." Now, the girls had the opportunity to introduce the men to their best friends. In this last episode, Nicole gets kicked to the curb. It was Nicole and Ashante, and we all knew Ashante was going to stay. I don't know how I knew, but I knew.
Because the insecurity thing is a big, big thing to the male species. It's very big. Like, it's almost next to cheating. You know what I mean? Like, when a man feel like you are just, like, vastly insecure, it is, like, a major, major red flag. Over looks, because I also think that they probably think Nicole is cuter than Ashanti. You know what I mean? So I think even takes precedent over looks. And Nicole, as much as I really like, y'all know I was a Nicole fan, I could understand the insecurities are oozing.
Yeah, I think the straw that broke the camel's back was her date with Devin and his ex. Very cute girl. Mm-hmm. Everybody have really, but that's Detroit for you. The women are beautiful. Devin and his ex, it was Nicole, Shannon, and Dom. And she told him straight up, "I don't want you talking to nobody. I hate when you're talking to other women, and it burns me up." And even I'm married to my husband. I would never.
Everybody at the table was like,
I thought Dom was like, "You do see us sitting here, right?"
Like, we're all sitting here. Like, we all have multiple connections. The irony of that is everybody here has multiple connections.
And I think they would even respect it if you leaned into that. And I think that maybe in her efforts to skirt rejection, it already feels like she's kind of been rejected by Ed leaving. Mm-hmm. I feel like she's kind of down to, like, Vincent, who may have a stronger connection with somebody else, and Devon. And I think she's kind of like, I gotta hold on by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Except for they kicked her to the curb. So, bye, Nicole. Let's move on. I really want to say so many things about Ashante, and I mean this with all due respect. I like her as a human being. I am so bored with her.
100%. And I honestly would have wished that she went home over Nicole, with all due respect.
And that's it, and that's all. Yeah. I genuinely don't even. I genuinely don't know why she's still here. I really don't. I find her to be. I think she's a little too youthful for this experience.
Yeah, I think she's a little too youthful. I think she's a little too rigid.
She's always
look like she's going to work. You know
always
what I mean?
Dressed to hold sparklers.
Yeah,
and I just
like what's up with the put down the black button ups?
And
you know what I mean?
She looked like she smelled like fire powder. I don't know. I like her, but I'm like, meh.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
And that's because I don't think this young, beautiful woman should be here.
And I don't think that this group of guys is really into her. For the most part, a lot of these men are trying to settle down, and they all lead with Ashante like, "Oh, you trying to be outside?" You know what I mean? And they're all 40 and 38, and they're not trying to be running the streets. They're not trying to be outside. They're not trying to go to the club every day, every weekend. And Ashanti is leaning into the fact that that's what she want to do, and that's cool. But this is not the show for that.
And I'm glad that conversation was had with Vincent and his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, where they talked about like what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because that really landed Ashanti in the bottom.
Yeah.
Being as though that's not the lifestyle that people want. Like,
no.
We grown-ups.
Not at 40. No.
I got kids. You can't possibly think. And not to say that I don't want to go out, because we can't conflate the two, right? Because I asked myself this question. Do you want to go out, or do you want to be pussy popping on a handstand? See, there's two different things.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Because I like to go out.
Yes.
But I'm not about to be pussy popping on a handstand.
It's the type of going out, too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we ain't going to the same places as Ashanti going to. I guarantee you that.
Right. Like, I'm not trying to be in a hookah lounge all night.
No.
I can't do it. Come home smelling like tobacco with my baby. Like, I can't do it, right? Like, I might, but I can't. And I think that that's what Vincent was getting at. Like, he's just a gentle, like an older man. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't even think he's that old, to be honest.
I mean, but mature.
Mature.
The thing is mature. He's 42.
He's 42.
Yeah,
too.
but mature, yes. But even still, like, you know what I mean? Because some of the other men also made that's younger than Vincent made the same similar comments about Ashanti. Like,
But
I'm not
okay,
about to
so
be.
now I'm gonna tell you why Vincent getting on my nerves. We're gonna move right into the next episode of Women Have the Power, okay? And they are tasked with having the men meet their besties. Let's talk about Vincent. Vincent goes on a date with Donna. I want to open up with Donna's because this kind of segues right in. And her friends, Donna said, I'm not going to say anything. She looks stunning. Did y'all see what Donna looked like? She on that yellow with the deep V and looking all good with her legs all out. She looked good. And everybody else thought she looked good too, which I liked. I like that for her. Her friends asked Vincent, because he was one of the men that they spoke to. Like, does he want to be married? When does he want to be married? What's his timeline? Things like that. And this is my issue. Sometimes it's giving Yoda. When the wind blows to the west,
Oh yes,
on the
yes,
east
yes,
side of the
yeah,
sun,
yeah.
marriage may be the answer.
No, for real. But that is typically not him, and that's what I mean when I give him kudos for being a straight shooter. He normally doesn't speak in parables. He normally is very clear and he says what he means and he means what he said. In this instance, I don't feel like he did that. I do feel like he was like talking a bit in circles and not being as direct as I'm used to seeing him be.
Right, because also you're 42 years old. You don't at 42 years old, we can't trust that you know whether or not marriage is on your timeline or not.
Yeah, that's a simple question.
That's
It's
a very simple
That's what I
question.
mean about communication, though. And that's a strong suit of his. But that was like he dropped the ball there. It's a very straightforward, simple question. Are you dating for marriage? Yes.
But on the other hand, in his confession, where he kind of expounded, he made a point to say, I can't help when I met Donna. And I
Yes.
also have to be true to
I understood
myself. Like I gotta work my process how I see fit as well. And there he redeemed himself a bit. It just felt like in the moment that could have been what he said, because
Yes,
I thought that was
100%.
very sweet what he
I
said.
agree.
Like he was like, it is messed up that I didn't meet. I wish I would have. He said, I wish I would have met Donna earlier. He
Yeah.
said that. That's such a nice thing to say.
Yeah, and it's mature perspective of just you're right. These are things that in the moment it would have been great for him to say, and I think sometimes, especially like communicators, get caught up in the exchange and the energy and or defending yourself or defending your post or whatever, because the more transparent answer I think was the one that he gave in a confessional. Where he
Yes.
said like, yeah, like I understand her point of view
Yes.
and even her position as far as having a timeline goes. I'm just in a different place in life, and that's just something that neither one of us could control. And that was understandable. I got it. He just didn't say that in the moment.
Exactly. But I really want to see Vince at the end. I don't know what it is.
I really want to see Vince and this woman
Because-
who looked like his wife figure it out. Like y'all are a beautiful
No, I
couple.
really want to see him with
Figure it out,
Donna.
okay?
I really want to see. I think Donna really likes Vincent, and I want her to see.
I do too. Yeah.
And I want to see her be with somebody who she really likes. Because I really like her. I like this whole cast. I have to be clear about this. I think they all should have been here. Every single last one. Even down to Diamond Greasy self. I think she should have been here. I'm just glad my girl won't find her man with a matchmaker because she need that help. But I do feel like Donna's friends were asking intentional questions to kind of get to the bottom of where people at. And one of the people that they spoke to was Steven. And I felt like Steven, even though I find Steven to be like one note,
He's just a regular guy.
he just, and so let me say this too. That's a me issue because I'm used to everybody having a shtick
Yeah.
and he doesn't have one.
He don't.
And that's the same reason why I appreciate Vince. It's the same reason why I appreciate Devon and Carday. They really don't have a shtick.
Yeah.
They just are themselves. And I like Steven. I like that Donna likes Steven. But the way I think that she should be, her friend says she shouldn't shift to Steven, which I appreciated them saying that. Explore them both. And I do agree with that. But as far as compatibility goes, which isn't always the answer, let's be clear, her and Steven are on the same track right now.
I think part of this also goes back to what you were saying about liking who like you type situation, And I feel, and I'm part of me is my thinking is I think Donna thinks this too, that Vince likes her. more.
Oh, I think you're right.
You know what I mean?
I
And
think
so
you're
I think
right.
she was when she was put off by it, it wasn't because there's anything wrong with Steven. I think, but you just can't tell that. And when you sit down in front of somebody, you know what I mean? That's why this whole episode's the meeting people is just you got to take it all with a grain of salt because you can in one conversation figure out how this one person is truly vibing in with you and your relationship. You know what I mean? And y'all talk every night, and so Donna's thinking Vince like me more than everybody else
Yes.
here. You know what I mean? So I can get that.
Yes. Ashante had Steven, Corday, and Bello. Okay. And she brings her girlfriend, and she could not wait to bring up what happened on their date with Cardi. And she says, one of her biggest things that she wants to feel protected. And in that moment, she didn't feel that way. And a lot of the critiques that Cardi is getting is that he isn't showing up authentically as himself. Like, he's still giving his representative. And I think he made a valid point where he said it's just kind of hard not to in this kind of experience. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're scrutinized based on every little thing you do and or say.
Yeah, and it's a completely unprecedented situation as far as dating multiple people at the same time on camera. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that he was transparent in receiving the criticism and similar to how Vince, typically is. He didn't shun it or say that. He was like, y'all ain't wrong. This is just hard. You know what I mean?
Yes, he did.
And so I appreciated that. And I do feel like he's himself. You know what I mean? I don't feel like he's the confrontational person. I don't think that had there not been cameras or anything at that table,
they would have got
acted
much
any
different. Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Now, on the date with Ashante, they were also asked or inquired about Bello's spirituality and him being Muslim. Ashante did have the two girlfriends. One of the girlfriends was a Muslim. She was definitely flirting with Bello.
It was a little bit of like weird,
it was a little
awkward
energy.
action, like,
Mashallah.
yeah, like,
That's what happened.
no, babe, that's kind of how it was. Like,
What is
I
this?
thought, did I perceive that wrong?
I'm Muslim too. Listen.
Assalamu alaikum, baby.
It was like, all right,
what's happening
Habibi.
here? Like,
What's happening here? It was a little bit much, but that was odd. But they asked about that, and he said that that's not something that he's looking to have his wife be Muslim. And the girl did not believe him.
but that's what I mean. Take it with a pound of salt. Like, you don't even know this man to be like, he's lying.
Right,
You
because
don't know this man.
I said that we don't know the depths of his Islamic journey. We
or
don't know
his spirituality.
Yeah, because
You know what I
French
mean?
Montana is a Muslim, and he was with Khloe Kardashian.
You know what I mean?
I'm keeping it 100. Like, you know what I mean?
But-
They didn't last, but he was with him.
But also, you cannot make these big sweeping statements about somebody who you actually don't know. If you were to look at me on paper, you would have swore that I would have her in church every Sunday. I'm a pastor's kid. I grew up in the church. My dad is not just a pastor. He's in the national church and all this other stuff. Like, and I'm just not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm in a different place spiritually. So you cannot just sit from one sitting and be like, don't mess with him. He's lying. You don't know that.
Right. Whilst there, they also have a conversation with Steven. And they speak to Steven. We all know now that Steven wants to be married. And they had that conversation really just speaking to his timeline and what he wants. But one of the major critiques that Steven gets is that he's not confident enough. It's funny because I don't get lack of confidence from Steven.
I don't get that from him either.
But I think we're so used to men being one. Men are not a monolith.
Yeah.
And I think the unfortunate part is that they sometimes in some spaces they aren't always open or always able to show up as themselves.
Yeah.
And people will presume that they are like he's not confident.
Like, he's just reserved. He has a modest job, and that turns into him not being, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like, this is kind of projecting because I don't get lack of confidence from him at all.
That's not how I would describe. I wouldn't describe him that way. I would, am I bored? Yes, but not. I don't think I would be bored if I knew him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
I think it's TV bored.
TV,
I don't think it's real life bored, right? I think that I'm certain he's dynamic, he's funny, he's all the things. But to say I don't get not confident from him at all.
No, I don't either.
And I think that's just a very strong thing to say about somebody. And I do also think, and this is never to be caping for men, But we kind of let men just show up as who they are. Not with the bun like Cardi. He can scrap that. But like, I mean, like if they're kinder or softer, or everybody not this masculine Mr. T beating a chest ass man.
Yeah, I agree. Like he's just different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's. I think a lot of times we project these things onto people, especially after just meeting them. You know what I mean? Because I don't think they've had a lot of exposure to Steven in this process. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot more louder personalities.
Right.
So I think that adds to it too.
So they have a conversation, and I feel like Steven is very confident about what he wants out of his partner and what stage of life he's in. And I think that people just really are projecting. Like they really are just trying to fit a, round peg into a square hole.
Yeah.
And it's really exhausting because like y'all don't even know what y'all want for real.
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't know if it was the right man if he came and slapped the piss out you. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just, and not y'all. I mean, like as we're watching some of these people date, like the girlfriends to say he's not. I just thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
I just thought that was crazy. Shannon's girlfriend Mercedes was previously on the show, and she opens up the conversation to Devon, Darius, and
Either Cardi or Steven.
so the point is that Mercedes meets these men. She asks these men in line, as far as their connections go, it was Cardi. As far as their connections go, how many do they have and where does she fall in line? And the men was, what you mean? But after some thought, in the moment I thought, y'all can't think of something better to say. But in the moment I thought, how could you dare ask somebody where you rank in their connections? And I'm actually sitting here with two other men.
It's awkward. It's just a completely awkward question. And what annoyed me about this question was the person who delivered it. This is coming from somebody who's been on this show before.
And in the process.
You know everybody has multiple connections here. You know that they're all sitting here in front of her. Why make it awkward? Why not try to figure out more about the person? If this your girlfriend, she's talking to you about how she ranks them, right? So why not try to figure out more about the person that she feels or holds in the highest regard? You know what I mean? Get to know them. Get to know how they, interact with each other. You know what I mean? More personal questions. Like the game playing of it all is silly to me, especially from somebody who's been on this process before.
And I felt like it overshadowed what we really could be getting to the nitty gritty about.
Yeah.
What we found out was that Darius was in a relationship for 11 years that did not result in marriage. And a lot of y'all would think that that's failure. Him being married and getting a divorce is not failure. That means he tried. Okay?
Right.
Him not doing at all is a failure. And a lot of y'all was just talking to somebody about this. A lot of y'all see marriage as this thing where it's just one person in the world for you. There are 7 billion people on this planet. You're going to go through so many iterations of yourself. You would hope to be loved by one person all their time, but shit happens. And shit happens could be they cheat, you move on. Shit happens could be you grow apart. Shit happens could be that person fell up off the face of the motherfucking earth. So, and what you gonna do? Not love again?
Yeah.
The way y'all talk about things so absolutely is rooted in a lack of experience that is palpable. Be open to all types of love. If you have to love and leave a mother jumper and get a divorce, see that as a win. I love myself so much. I'm willing to love again, but I got to get out of this first. I have to purge. And that purging might be the purging of a relationship. Why does hard things scare y'all so bad?
I don't know, because we can't be in the world and acknowledge that we are human and humans make mistakes and then speak as if we can never make a mistake in one area of life.
But the problem is that y'all think not making a mistake is success.
Yeah.
Not making a mistake is the mistake.
Zar, somebody literally posted, well, I like being at home by myself on Friday nights because that means nobody is outside cheating on me. And I thought it was the dumbest. That didn't hit. That post did not hit like you thought.
But people really do be thinking that.
They really be thinking they be dropping bombs on threads, talking with this. What kind of silly shit is that?
As if that's the alternative.
It's so stupid.
You're either like, it's just, it's.
But you're also telling on yourself.
It's sad.
It's sad.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because that's the landscape that we're in right now. But what I'm telling you guys is that be less afraid to love. What is this shame around getting it, like, moving on? What is this shame around growth? The thing is that it's crippling y'all. I saw this thing. And we got to go because I have to go shopping. But I saw this thing.
They like
Right. Okay, girl, where are we going? I saw that Claudia Jordan did an interview. Claudia, I think, is 50-something years old now. No children, never been married. They asked her, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to women? And she said, be more open. She said, knowing what I know now, I think I encountered my husband. She said, knowing what I know now.
Zara, I think I think that's the story for multiple people, including people that we personally know. I think that is more people's story than not. And I'm talking single people who have never been married before, people who have never even been engaged or even close to it. I think that is more of your story than the story that you just haven't met your person yet, especially for the big age people.
But also, y'all can't think you have this big of a life. Some of us only have one person. Some of us have 4 or 5. Some of us have 3. We are all not on the same path. We're not all walking the same walk. And that's okay. Yeah. That's why I say, don't be afraid to make a mistake. That's your path. These things are so necessary for you to become the human that you are supposed to become. By you not doing it, you're literally messing up the timeline.
Yeah.
You're interrupting your timeline.
And you're stifling yourself because you don't know what mistakes are crucial, and losing is crucial because it propels you to your wins. You learn more. My coach used to say you learn more in a loss than you do in a win, right? And that applies to everyday life. Jobs that you go after, projects that you tried to start or whatever, you learn through these processes. When they don't work out, you go, you know what? I know what to do the next time, right? Failed relationships add to the successful ones. At least I know I should not do what I did there. Here. And
for real.
You don't have these learning experiences if you don't go through some type of failure or some type of ups and downs along the way. So that's the idea that you are just protecting yourself by being in your house on Friday night. And that was going to protect you from heartbreak. You're not going to ever be protected from heartbreak. That's why. That's also why it's equally stupid to say something like that.
And it's also, I'm about to say something very smug. And this, I think, is a dime thing, too. Because I've been a wife before, being this wife, I'll never be a girlfriend again. You either are going to be my husband or you're just going to be some man, right? And I really felt that way deeply and intrinsically because I had already experienced it. I said, for the people in the back who believe that being married to someone is the same as being boyfriend and girlfriend, it is not.
I don't even want to talk to those people.
Everybody treats you differently.
That's like the flat earther people.
It is.
I just don't even want to respond to you. Okay, sure.
Things change. You feel so different.
Silly.
You get married and you feel different.
But also legally, you are legally different. Worlds away. So the idea is just so silly.
It's a reductionist theory. But the point I'm trying to make is that I know you have not experienced the feeling just because of how you are talking about marriage right now. You, as a person who has been married before, some people don't, I'll never get married again. They've been married. They had a terrible marriage, whatever. As somebody who not necessarily, I don't know, it was probably terrible for him. It wasn't terrible for me. I knew. I'm like, okay, this is just a stepping stone. You know what I mean? What's the big deal? I'll do it again. She knew it was
a stepping stone when they got married, though. Because
I'll do it again. And
I told her it was a stepping stone.
Good. I'll be better at it.
Right before it happened.
Shut up. The point I'm trying to
make. Knew that shit was a fucking stepping stone.
The point I'm trying to make is that not that marriage shouldn't be sacred. It is sacred. But also your relationship with yourself is. And sometimes that requires you to go through ebbs and flows in life that requires purging. And requires you to experience humans and experience negative feelings and good feelings and all the feelings. So you're able to discern for the next moment. And I think a lot of times y'all are so hell-bent because somebody told y'all that it has to be this one way. that you don't even experience things. And then I feel like when I say, I don't ever say I pity people because I think that's kind of like rude, but I pity people who have this thought process like, I got to get married when the time is right. When is the time right? Is it April 25th? Is it sunny and 70 degrees? What is it?
Yeah. That's just life, though. That's life experience, and you learning, like, it's never going to be a perfect timing doesn't exist.
It don't
and
exist.
So many people are waiting for the perfect time to do something. And it could be a relationship. It could be starting a business, going to college, quitting smoking. It could be anything. There's the perfect time doesn't exist.
And what y'all think is the perfect time, right, affects your whole downstream effect. Like, yeah, me and Joe got married at the perfect time, right? But downstream, I'm only able to have one child. That affects my whole timeline. In my mind, it affected everything, right? Like, but when it was happening, it didn't, I'm like, whatever. But now in it, you see how there's this domino effect of decisions that change.
Yeah.
Based on your timeline, based on where you are in the world. That's why I say live and let live. Love and love and love and get rid of the motherfuckers and love again. Yeah. You know what I mean? I really do believe that. But let's dig back in. I just thought that y'all need to watch that interview with Claudia Jordan because I very rarely listen to her talk, but that was a good one. Okay, Lauren introduces the men, Stephen, Bello, and Vincent, to her girlfriends. Bello talks about his daughter, whom he just met, and what that looks like. They asked if he has an active relationship with the mama. Would she be okay with him being married? And he was like, I don't know that woman. She don't know me. Yeah. He said, I've seen Lauren more than I ever seen her, which is weird, but not that weird because it doesn't take much to make a baby.
Yeah. And he already kind of went through that. It was an accident. It was a one-night stand thing. I don't even think they lived in the same city at the time.
They had, so I don't know if this is before or after, but I'm going to pretend like it's after. They had that most serious conversation with Bello, and then they turn around and ask Vincent how tall he is. This is the shit y'all be worried about. We talking about grown women. This is a 42-year-old man.
Y'all be big grown, too. Like, we'll have children. Your children be grown. Y'all walking around here with 16, 17 motherfuckers, that can order a drink.
I'm so bored of the tall thing. It's not even funny.
It's so, like, it's just so,
I'm so bored.
Silly. It's so silly.
Specifically because every time I see him with a woman, he looks taller than the woman.
Well, also, it's reductive beyond, like, words. And y'all know I'm a big keep the same energy guy. Imagine a man sit in front of you and ask you, like, well, are you a 36 double D? Because it's looking like a 36C to me. Like, imagine a man is commenting on your appearance like that in front of your face and then going to debate you about it. He answered the request. It's a reductive question, but he answered the question.
He did. And then y'all said, are you?
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Do you I would have been like, but
they knew it was stupid, and that's the reason why he walked away from the table, and they still said, oh, he should be in the top. He should be your number one. They knew it was stupid.
They asked Bello why he likes Lauren, and Bello said, she a baddie. And I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem. And the girlfriend said, and Lauren said, well, I wish he would have gotten deeper in this moment. And I want this to be a teachable moment for all of you people out there. He did not get deeper because there was nothing deep to say.
And that's how he felt about you. And he was honest about it. Now, would he have gone deeper about Dominique? Yes. He would have been talking still now to this day. And that's just okay. You know what I mean? Okay. You can't wish stuff on people that is not there.
But y'all be so busy. The problem is that he's aesthetically what you like. So you're willing to take the fact that
you're gonna drag him to it.
And a lot and
a lot of y'all are dragging these people. Let them people lay on the ground and stop dragging them.
Y'all worried about whether or not y'all are dragging these people because you think that's the aesthetic that's more aligned with my aesthetic.
Yeah.
Vincent done sat up here and verbally sparred with every bitch at the table. No, and then say, and well, I'm gonna stand all my 6'2", 6 foot 2 inches ass up and roll up out of here. Y'all have a good night. And then y'all still gonna say y'all like him because there was something very honest. And he gave y'all the time of day. See, what also Bello didn't do was entertain.
Yeah.
He didn't perform.
Yeah.
And even Vincent, in his negative reaction, performed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that says something. That says something. And again, they said, you need to pick Vincent. He number one.
Yep.
The last guy that she met with, who did I say it was? Lauren. Steven is great, but Steven wants children, and even though Lauren lied and said she would give Steven a girl, she ain't giving that man no girl. And that's okay, baby. We all say things. I ain't mad at you, Lauren girl. We all say things. Yeah, I love you. I'm gonna give you a baby girl, whatever. But we know that she wasn't on that type time.
No, I don't.
And the girlfriends did too. She said, what? They looked at her like,
what are you saying to do? But that's what I mean. You don't know the intimacy of these people's conversation and they vibe. You know what I mean? She could be talking crazy to him at night. You know what I mean? And like I said, the one thing that I enjoy about this cast is every time we sit down with them, we hear more about how they talk and they converse and they communicate with each other outside of filming. More so than any other season that I personally, y'all might have a different opinion, but that I personally have seen. I almost have seen it be the opposite. Like it's been a problem in every other season that I've watched where almost half the cast would sit down and be like, I just wish they would call me when I don't hear from them when we're not filming. We don't talk.
These people are communicating.
They talking and you know what I mean? So for them to sit down and make these sweeping generalizations of people from just meeting them, and these people actually talking to each other every day, it just sours the whole episode because it's like, y'all haven't even been watching the show. Like at this point, there's no show. So you're not even watching them like a Love Island, where like the family can sit at home and have more of a bird's eye view of what's going on. Y'all don't even have that.
Yeah.
Y'all just going off of the little time that she's able to text you and tell you about something. Come on.
You're right. Ashley is the last one, Ashante 2.0. She is outside with Darius and Carday, and they meet her friend. Carday, again, bought in a little gift.
Yeah.
But did you get the feeling that Ashley wasn't feeling him?
Yes.
It was kind of odd. Like, I think she's trying to make a stake for Darius.
Yeah, I think she's doing it.
But I don't see it for them.
I think that she is doing this process begrudgingly. Very similar to Nicole. This is
and Shannon, by the way. Shannon high key a little bit, got a little bit of that in her.
She is. And I don't think that this is a process for her, but she's doing it. And I think part of her, placating production is, okay, we'll have Carday come out. But she won Darius. You know what I mean? Listen, I said this before. I'm a one fish in the sea person too. I'm not trying to be out here swimming with all the fish. You know what I mean? I don't have time for that. But I also wouldn't sign up to do this. You know what I mean? Because I know my boundaries. And so she picked her fish, and I get it. But that's not the process.
But Darius is for Darius and Darius only. Darius talk about Darius like I'm talking about Darius right now.
No, 100%. And everybody want Darius to talk about them like Darius talk about Darius. And he's not going to do that.
That part, okay? And he's not going to do it. And I don't know that that's a good match for... I'm going to be honest. I don't really think anybody on here is a good match for Ashley. From what she's given.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. And I like Ashley. I think Ashley is a good match. I think she will be a good match, but I just don't see her match.
I don't see her match here. That's what I'm saying. It's not a indictment on her at all. I just don't see it. And honestly, if I'm being honest, it could have been Ed if Ed wasn't so nonchalant. But,
It could have been Ed.
It could have been Ed, but of the men left, you only want Darius because other women want Darius. It really is the pop the balloon method.
Oh my God, it's pop the balloon. Wow.
It really is. You only didn't pop the balloon because the other women didn't pop her balloon.
Yeah. And she's still here, so she got to set her eyes on somebody, I guess.
Exactly. And she a cutie, so she could stay. Now, we don't know which one of the men's is going home. Y'all place your bets. They just ended it. They didn't even end it with us walking up and talking to two different men.
It's too many people here for us not to get an elimination every week. It's too many people. Like, we have to get an elimination every week. Stop this.
So who do y'all think is going home? Who do you think is going home? Devon. Devon had a hard episode.
I was just about to say that, babe. I think it's going to be Devon, too.
He had a hard episode.
He's also, too, nonchalant.
But this is the problem with being in cities like Detroit or in Atlanta where the bad bitches outnumber the men. Mm-hmm. Devon has access to women he should not have access to.
I don't think that is an opinion. I think that's a fact.
When I saw his ex, and then he dealing with Shannon, he talking to Dom, this Devon is tall and has access to women he should not have access to. Okay? He can't even tell you why he liked these women. And that's primarily because he has access to women he should not have access to.
He's not used to having to show up and use his words and.
He got 4 women right now, and the truth be told, if we keeping it 100,000, he only got 4 women because he is not used to having access to the women that he has access to. He should not have access to. You got 4 women on the roster right now because you think it's a flex, not because you're actually looking for something. Because truth be told, you're into it only should be Shannon and Dom. You should not be talking to nobody else.
I agree, and I honestly think it's just a candy store thing. Like, oh,
because I have options, I can have options.
Yeah, right. I think that's what it is.
I need it all. It's a buffet.
Yeah.
And yes, I call it a buffet because buffet sounds too classy. It's a Mimi Tatton buffet. Okay? I ain't got nothing else to say. Devon can go home. Steven can stay. So can Vince. Honestly, Darius can go
Darius
home too.
got to be next.
Darius can go home, but y'all not gonna send him home because y'all like he like to put dead animals on the bad bitches, and y'all like that. So, thank y'all so much for joining us. Buy us a coffee. We've been worn out by this holiday season, child. So bless your family with a little shank to dink, so we can go get us a little coffee, which we got to do right now. So thank y'all for blessing us previously. Shout out to y'all for showing so much love on our baby girl's post. You'll never see her again. Let me stop. You'll never see her again.
That was y'all Christmas gift.
But Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year's, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah.
We put it out there. Next time y'all see her, she gonna be talking to y'all. In real life, I really do hope you guys have a wonderful New Year. What is your New Year practices? I'm going to clean my door with some salt, some sea salt and some water. Okay, we're going to blow the cinnamon in and we're going
to... some Epsom salt.
No, not Epsom salt, baby.
Or some pink Himalayan salt.
Some pink Himalayan salt. I'll use that as well. You're right.
Or some seasoned salt. I like
no, that was funny. No. We're going to clean. I'm already starting my laundry today. Okay, today. So I could be prepared for the new year. Make sure y'all clean out them pocketbooks, okay? And get all them dirty receipts, all those things. Clean out your wallets. Anything that's old, you need a fresh start for the new year. We want money coming in, okay? For all of y'all, I'm sprinkling on some cinnamon on you, okay? Burning some bay leaves in your name. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Conner's Couch. Bust down, like, subscribe, comment, send us a Mimi Tatton coffee. I'm your girl, Interstar Eleanor. I'm joined always by my beautiful husband. Happy holidays. We'll see you mother jumpers later. Bye.